This is my son in his school with his class buddies. Most of his class buddies are Malays. There is one Indian boy. I think his name is Seth or Seth. But sometimes my son refers to him as Budak Moral. I asked him why he calls Seth or Seth Budak Moral, and he said, "Yalah, dia pergi kelas moral." I went to the same school as my son many years ago. In fact, my eldest son, who is now 28, also went to the same school. It was formerly a Lasallian brothers' school, until a new school system imposed in the early 70s swallowed up all the missionary schools and made them bad. When I was in this school, there were Malay, Indian and Chinese kids, and Eurasians too, and many others. And we got on quite well, except for one instance when the politicians took their politics to the streets and made sure that everyone knew who they were, Malay, Chinese or Indians. This was in 1969. After the curfew that was imposed when the politicians took their politics to the street, my Indian and Chinese friends and I, well, we stayed away from each other for a while, because all of a sudden we knew we were different from each other. It took a while before we became friends again and played football and divided ourselves into teams without being conscious of being Malay, Chinese or Indian. But it would seem now that the Chinese and Indians are no longer sending their kids to schools like my old school. The schools became bad, you see, when they were gobbled up into the national school system and everything was taught in Malay. So now in my son's class, there are 1 or 2 Indian kids and no Chinese kids. In other classes, there's probably 1 or 2 Chinese. When he was in kindergarten, he had friends of all races. Now he has only Malay friends and 1 Indian and no Chinese friends. I guess kids in Tamil and Chinese primary schools are the same. The Chinese have no Indian and Malay friends. Indian kids have no Chinese and Malay friends. In my view, what we pick up in school and who we mix with in our impressionable years determine how we conduct ourselves and whether we can or cannot mix with the other races that make up Malaysia. At present, our school system, very divided, ensures that we will never be one.